6, Ohio State and Minnesota, top 15 volleyball on a Thursday night. Glad you're with us. First chance for Mac Pedraza. She goes to Erica Davis. And it is Miabe that gets that swing off for the Gophers, and that's out. Ohio State on the board first. Jen Flynn Oldenburg, the Ohio State coach, of course, always talking about the passing so they can get it to those middles. And Miabe with back-to-back swings, and that one thumped down for a kill. Minnesota in top 10 matches this year. They've lost 4 but won their last 2. And there's Samity out of the back, rolling it down toward that 10-foot line.
And that's one of the reasons why Stephanie Samity is so good at what she does, is because you expect her to bring the heat all the time. But when she takes that heat off, she can still find ways to score.
And one of the things for Samity that's come along even from the start of the season is that roll shot. Of course, the power, like you said, has always been there. Riley Rader knocks that thing down. Some of the fastest feet in the Big Ten. Riley Rader trails just Dana Retke in that hitting number that you just saw. As Janasia Moore sails that serve, Minnesota trims it down to 1. Emily Londot and the right have both been in and out, so Moore can play more. Pedraza going to Rader, and she's turned away. Jenna Wennis in on the block with Shea Rubright.
And the Gopher block coming up big time early in this match. You see how Jenna Wennis just waited a second. She knew that she was going to be on time if she waited, and a great shutdown by Wennis up front.
Gabby Gonzalez plants that thing just in front of the line. McCutcheon was adamant that was out. He may have seen one of the replays up top. Maybe that's what he saw. Maybe coming from the end line. But point for Gonzalez on that. And there's the block for Minnesota coming up for the second time. Janasia Moore out of the back, chips the block. So some of the scouting questions aren't simply two-dimensional. Is it Londot or is it Moore? It can be both, but it has been so far. And Mac Pedraza with the block for Ohio State. Riley Rader thumping that serve. And Jenna Wennis getting the swing off for Minnesota. Right back to her from Melanie Schaffmaster. Mia Grossi gets into that one.
And I love that dig from Riley Rader in the back row and right back. Just an easy play. Comes in with the serve, and then watch this dig out of right back. Dig to kill up front for Mia Grunzi, but great defensive play from the middle.
There's Samity with the kill for Minnesota. It's something about middles the last week or so. Kennedy Collins had that 10-dig match in the middle for Illinois.
Yeah, middles are really picking up their defensive play, but a perfect easy ball right to target. You get a fast tempo outside going and you score.
Middles getting in with the littles in the Big Ten the past week or so. Samity out of the back, Kylie Murr, the libero for Ohio State. And Schaffmaster on the second contact, kept up by Gonzalez. So free chance for Minnesota. And Schaffmaster going to Myers, and that's wide. You figured for Minnesota, something they'll have to do to keep Rader and Davis honest defensively tonight, not just go pin to pin. Emily Londot explodes into that one.
Exploding into that one, and you heard her teammate say, hey, line, line, right when she's going up there. There's a lot of daylight for her. Jenna Wennis didn't get all the way out. So much space for Londot to hit through.
Her setter, Mac Pedraza, giving her a little point on that one. Jenna Wennis pumps that off the block. She had all the shots working on Saturday night against Nebraska in the 5-set win. 6-0 run for Minnesota to close it. She had 4 points by herself in that run. Londot goes line. McGraw's back there to retrieve it. Samity out of system. Got Erica Davis twisting around. Point and get away, maybe?
Point and get away.
Runs it. Samity. Samity nearly 4 digs per set. She had the first contacts, and then Heidi Miyabe put it down.
And we talk about all the digs that she does get, but if you take a look at this one, it's not just up, it's perfect. She puts it right in the hands of her setter to give her an opportunity to run all options, but such a hard swing right up front for her setter.
Erica Davis turned back. Miyabe. Different spot. Puts it down. Look at that distribution from Pedraza so far. Kills from 5 different players already. Bruinsfelder chases that down, and then Murr can't clear it. Katie Myers serving for Minnesota. Kylie Murr. Jenna Wennis out of the back. Kylie Murr hangs in tough again. Gonzalez off the net. And that one is out. And the in-out was close. Near touch from Wennis was close. Got her hand out of there. And then Myers sends it into the net. 7 of the last 9 have gone to Minnesota after a hot start for Ohio State. Miyabe with the roll, Pedraza down. And CeCe McGraw lays out. Jackmaster on second contact. You said look out for McGraw and Murr, and last couple of points, they've come up big. Miyabe with the out-of-system set, and that one's out. And the tight score line carries on in set 1. Overpass kill and a big one for Gonzalez.
The heavy arm for Gonzalez is going to win on an open net 10 out of 10 times. You give her this overpass, and she is just going to crush it up front.
Thunderous from Gonzalez, coming off best match of her career kill-wise with 22. And then Janasia Moore sends that serve out. The committee came out with their top 10. Ohio State was on the inside. That was just this past week. Minnesota just on the outside. And Janasia Moore. Sixth straight match that Janasia Moore has been in the lineup. He's played in 3 matches the first 2 months or so of the season. Jenna Wennis deterred by Riley Rader in the middle. And Rubright in the middle. You said it's important to get her and Myers involved in the offense. There you go. Last 3 top 10 matches, Rubright has exactly 1 kill in all of them. So hasn't come up with huge numbers in that way in the big matches. Middle the other way, Rader on the slide, it's out. 8 ties, 3 lead changes already in this first set. Shaping up to be a good one in Columbus tonight. And McGraw with the service error to tie it up again. Serve like that, baby. Riley Rader with the ace. Still very, very early. As Grunzy sends that one wide. Samity coming out the back row. Winnis off hands to score for Ohio State. Pedraza with the high serve that she's gone to the last month or so. And there's Winnis with the tool for the kill. Pass. Myers got up at the net for Minnesota, and the Gophers now with a 3-point lead. And that's gotten them out to their biggest lead of this first set after Ohio State took the early charge. Minnesota trying to take set one on the road. Schaffmaster swipes it. And London got it crunched up in the block and out. Serve at McGraw, and an ace for Ohio State to get it within one. Gruensfelder facing up the Gophers. So first set, top 15 matchup, always big, but that tells how very big it is for these two specifically.
Yeah, winning this first set is so important for momentum later on. You don't want to find yourself in a hole, especially in the Big Ten. So trying to climb out of that is tough. So this first set, really important for both these two teams.
Now it's Katie Myers playing in front of about 50 friends and family tonight. She's from Ohio. Schaffmaster out to Miyabe, whirling around the tape. Gonzalez saved it, and Murr saves it from going down to the floor. London to the back. Winnis popped it up. And a kill for London to bring it back within one. And that brings up set point. So set point number one for Minnesota with Melanie Schaffmaster teeing it off. And a Raider, it's Winnis getting down there on the dig. And hanging on the tape, McGraw kept it up for the Gophers. High ball for London. And Gonzalez keeps this set alive. Moore shoots it out, and on that service error, Minnesota takes set one on the road in Columbus. And a fault opens up set number two, so point Ohio State. So Samity and the Gophers took set one, opening point to Ohio State in set two on the fault. And Schaffmaster trying the corner, not quite. And service error for Gruensfelder. And Gonzalez getting into another one. There were a couple players for Ohio State that hit the negatives in that opening set, Runzie included, and it's still within two by the end of it. And that's out for London coming out of the back. The team at Ohio State's been pretty consistent personnel-wise throughout the year. The last 2 weeks have changed it up a bit. Murr went overhead. Now free chance for Schaffmaster, Minnesota with Samity. Ducked by Gruensfelder. And Gonzalez off the hands. Buzz the tape on the Gonzalez serve. Put up a good set. Heidi Miyabe puts down a good ball. There's Grunzy going over the top. CC McGraw handles. Jenna Winnis denied. Mac Pedraza up from the center spot. Got her mom in the building tonight, Chris, Minnesota alum. This is a big one in the Pedraza house tonight. And there's Samity off the right again. As Erica Davis puts that one down. Shaftmaster to Jenna Wennis, and that splits the back. Push into the block for Mia Grunzy. Ohio State by 2. Here's Myers. Murr gets down. Gonzalez rattles it through the block.
And that all started by a great dig in the backcourt from Kylie Murr, just getting her hands right under it. A tough dig to get. And then Gabby Gonzalez finishing it off, tooling that block.
Said it got two of the best liberos in the Big Ten going at it tonight. Jenna Wennis looking touched, didn't get it. So timeout forced by Ohio State. Minnesota took it with a 4-point lead in set 2. Buckeyes trying to get even. And Emily Longdot with a good start so far for the Buckeyes. Dug there by Samity. Bump sent back to Longdot. And it's Myers out of the middle. Gruensfelder getting to a ton of balls lately for the Buckeyes. So is Jenna Wennis. Great pancake from the opposite side. Went left to right and kept it alive for Minnesota for the moment. But ultimately, Ohio State does it away. Going back to Longdot.
And it's tough to put any balls down against this Minnesota defense that's first in the country, and that's a reason why Jenna Wennis right now stepping in big time, just gaining some kind of confidence, and then Ohio State putting it down.
So Longdot, 5 kills, hitting .308 to begin. And there's Wennis. Minnesota and Ohio State hoping not. And that's a service ace for the Buckeyes, doubling up their lead with Kylie Murr.
Kylie Murr, the heartbeat of this Ohio State team. You see that big smile on her face, just like an Energizer bunny, I would say. Just constantly going 100% all the time.
Probably the predominant vocal leader for Ohio State. Longdot doing it with her play early. There's Jenna Wennis coming out of the back. 22 big ones for Wennis. And some of the back row attacks that she did have, she put down some of the ones that she predominantly replayed in her mind. After that one on Saturday, and Gonzalez back to it, back off the hands like you were just talking about.
And Minnesota's gonna have to find a way to put up a stronger block for her, because Gabby Gonzalez is just gonna find a way to hit right through it all night long.
They've tried to put her in situations where she doesn't have to take a first ball, but pass to kill there for Gonzalez. Miabe turned away. McGraw had the coverage. Samity rolling it down to Gruensfelder. And Longdot into the tape. Miabe was there. Point Minnesota. Samity. Oh, sharp, but out. No challenge either from McCutcheon with losing one. Hugh McCutcheon, the Minnesota head coach, not going to it. Lost his opening challenge, 9 points in, and Heidi Miabe gets Minnesota back to the service line. Rachel Kilkelly with the service, going to Grunzy. Kilkelly after the serve had the dig. Wennis denied. Joust there over to Ohio State. Samity handles. And Wennis got more crossed up, stepped in front of Gonzalez. respect line with Wennis always. It's her favorite shot. There's Mia Grunzy. Samity into hands. Schaffmaster came up to save. Davis off the fingertips. Samity flying high. Moore pops it. And that spins long for Pedraza. Kind of that spinning the globe look with the spin on that ball that Gonzalez uses sometimes. Samity got turned away. Minnesota covered it. One more time with McGraw. And Myers off speed, picked up by Murr. And then Grunzy to the back. Kill Kelly there. Samity slices it inside.
And some really good defensive plays on both sides, but I loved this one over by the Buckeyes. Kylie Murr coming in for a great pancake, sliding that hand under. Was not enough, though, as Stephanie Samity goes up and scores for her team.
Really more off speed working for Minnesota. Weapon tonight so far. And Grunzy's gotten going here in the middle of set 2. Gonzalez with the push. Schaffmaster gets low. Wennis tucks it inside. High ball out of system, didn't matter. So her and McGraw have worked a lot on that the past couple of weeks, taking those out-of-system balls. Shows up on the road in a top 15 match. And Wennis drills that ball at Murr. And Murr down tough one more time. Back to Wennis. Picks out somebody other than Murr. Pedraza stands up tall. Wennis a third time on this point. She blocked this time. And the D was lethal for Ohio State on that point. So that point felt pretty good. Back row and front row for the Buckeyes. Samity chips it. Knifed back up by Gruensfelder. And Wennis keeps on swinging. Keeps on getting dug by Murr, though. Recycle out to Gonzalez, and net play on the other side. It's Myers and Schaffmaster with a big thud. There we go, net called. Challenge successful for Jen Flynn Oldenburg in Ohio State. So Ohio State swings it back to +6 here in set 2, trying to get even. Schaffmaster out to Myers, and the slide unsuccessful. Bit out there. There's Myers in her more traditional spot, snuck through the block. And Schaffmaster, Pedraza, and Davis keep it alive. Defense is getting down to that ball, smoked by Londa. Hello.
Seems like both sides after that one a little bit worried with the amount of heat that we saw from Emily Londa just taking care of that ball. Looked like Katie Myers kind of maybe hoped that ball was in.
Londa pumped, then the concern with Myers, she was inside of 10 feet there. There's Jenna Wennis going line and sending it out. Ohio State starting to run away with it in the second set. Samity out of the back. And Davis is there. Ohio State out-blocking Minnesota in this set. Shutting them out.
A tough swing here. The timing looked a little bit off for Samity, but no one there to cover. Tough ball to hit.
Gonzalez came over, got the biggest piece of it. Make it a 6-0 run for the Buckeyes. And Gonzalez with the swing, and that steers out to stop the run. There's Davis. Myers all alone in the middle with the block.
And Myers has has done such a great job tonight of just seeing the play on the other side and being so patient, not going until she absolutely knows where that set's going, and it's paid dividends for Myers up front.
First block as a team for Minnesota in this set, and set points coming with the service error for Wennes. And Ohio State's taking control on their home floor in set 2. Kylie Murr to serve. Set point number 1 to the Gophers. The bass from the DJ really gets him into the slow clap on set point. Cavalli Center. Myers with the service. And Gonzalez with Miabe there. Samity to Pedraza. Londot off tape. Myers back there. And Wennes gets into one. Murr sends it over. Miabe, Pedraza. Gonzalez off the hands one more time to win set 2. Kylie Murr loves it. Ohio State gets even at 1-1. Court to open up set 3. And Jenna Wennes out of the back, and there's Murr. Dig number 20 is vintage Kylie Murr. And Stephanie Samity. That's not being dug. Kill for Samity to open up set 3.
And you hit it in Kylie Murr's zone. She's gonna find a way to get under it. A great one-arm dig. Wasn't enough though, as Stephanie Samity just buries a ball midcourt.
Now 8 kills to lead the team for Samity, hitting 240. 13 digs already for Samity. And an overpass put down by Shea Rubright in the middle. For Samity and Minnesota to begin this set, and Londot steers that one out, so it's a 4-0 run. Gonzalez tried to tap, and 5 straight for the Gophers. Great response coming off an Ohio State blowout win in set 2.
And even that first kill from Samity, it felt like there was a little more in it. You know, she's so explosive, and this team right now is having a great turnaround for how they played in set 2.
Minnesota did this on Saturday night. Lost a heartbreaker in set 2 against Nebraska. Came out strong in set 3. And Erica Davis with a little something behind that block for Samity. Erica Davis constantly reminds her teammates, I'm not afraid. I'm a freshman, but I'm not afraid. Vocalizes that, wasn't there against an All-American Samity. Gonzalez into the block, Rubright and Samity paying it back after the Davis stuff. Rader shoots it down. Londot with the service to kill Kelly. Jenna Wennes pumps that one through.
Jenna Wennes has been hitting those really sharp cross-court shots, but she just slowed down her approach a little bit, hit that deep corner shot where it's really tough for Kylie Murr to get to the ball. So I think we'll see Jenna Wennes using that shot a little bit more tonight to that back corner.
Second ball to McGraw after Samity. Pedraza and the Ohio State offense pick out Gonzalez. Easy tap for Moore. And Rader dug by Samity. Incredible effort from her and Wennes. Gonzalez with the pump out to McGraw. And Samity soaring in. Murr there. 20-plus digs already for Kylie Murr. Free chance coming. One of these nice extended long rallies. Plays on after the block touch. And Samity can't get it past Gruensfelder. Gonzalez into the block. One of the best rallies of the night of great rallies. And that one's out off of Gonzalez.
The defense during that play just keeping the ball alive, both sides making incredible defensive plays. We saw a lot of scramble from that Minnesota side, but just finding a way to keep it alive and on the other side of the floor.
Kind of an anti-climax with how the defense was and how long that rally was. Felt like a big kill might end it. There's one from Riley Rader. Another one of these back-to-back weekends where Ohio State has top 25 volleyball. Third time it's happened. The Buckeyes trying to claw their way back into set 3 after Minnesota took 8 of the first 10. Schaffmaster running down to get it. Did sidearm it to keep it up. And Grunzy right in front of 2, Kilkelly and McGraw.
A really smart set right there from Mac Pedraza. She saw Melanie Schaffmaster, that right side blocker on the other side, running all the way from the other side of the court. She knows she's going to be late, so put the ball right on her and hope for the best.
And the run stopped. It was 3 in a row for Ohio State. Grunzy over top. And point Minnesota. That one's out. They double it up. The block of Pedraza and Davis. Nicely done there from Miabe. Myers with a bullseye of a serve. And a couple of Buckeye defenders retreating. Davis gets set by Pedraza. Get Ohio State out of that rotation. Bright with the tap. Kylie Murr covering so much ground tonight. Jenna Wennis coming up. Heidi Miabe at Murr and across her up. And Grunzy shoots that one out. The other outside for Ohio State with Gabby Gonzalez. This is the largest lead of the set for Minnesota. A set of big lead so far. And the ball not controlled well for Ohio State. Getting Samity a swing. And Gonzalez hustles to keep it up. Right back to Samity. No doubt. Crushes that ball. Feels that the depth on this team is very similar to 2019. And the lead keeps growing. Shea Rubright makes it a 10 spot for Minnesota.
And Minnesota has really figured out how to block that outside ball. They struggled for the first 2 sets, but here in this third, they've been lights out on the Buckeyes' outsides.
Ohio State in the negatives, hitting in this set. Minnesota about 300, and that number swells some more. Getting the middles going, Shea Rubright. Last 3 weeks, it's been all Rubright. Ellie Huseman had played a lot there early in the season. And another block. Rubright combines with Samity.
I think Hugh McCutcheon really got into his team, said we have to block better on the outside, and they have done just that this entire set, just being a wall for those outsides to hit against.
Ohio State controlled the blocking in the second set. Back to even overall in the match. And Emily London does get it by that block to side out for Ohio State. Samity turned away. Hands there for London. Gruensfelder gets the overpass. And Davis kills it.
Buckeyes have done a great job tonight of controlling those overpass swings, timing it perfectly, and unloading when they can. So, a couple points in a row for the Buckeyes.
After Minnesota taking the largest lead of either team tonight. And it's back to doubling up Ohio State with Heidi Miyabe. Jenna Wennis going up top for first contact. Bump set out for Gonzalez. Kilkelly in the back. The whistle on Minnesota on the double contact. That was a long set coming from Schaffmaster all the way out to the opposite pin. CeCe McGraw for the Gophers. Graza going a long way to set that one. Put it on a tee for Gabby Gonzalez. So a lot to ask right now from Gonzalez, who carries a heavy load no matter what, but especially with how tonight has trended. In some ways carrying the team with Kylie Burr behind her as well. Well, free ball turned into free ball the other way on the overpass, and Wennis back to Londown. Gonzalez tap, Wennis there. And it is back to Gonzalez, and Minnesota was ready, Katie Myers. So everything cleared up rotationally, so Stephanie Samity back to serve. And it is right at Gonzalez. You're just talking about how much he's done defensively and passing-wise. And it does lead to an Ohio State point with her taking the first ball. A dipping serve for Gonzalez, so she can do that for you too. Targeted Kilkelly on that serve, Gonzalez did. And Samity got some help from the tape and put it to the floor. So there's the adjective for Samity in the third set. Dominant to begin it. Incredible in set 3. And Wennis scrapping, so is Myers. That does squeak over the net for Miyabe. Miyabe back at it. CeCe McGraw active on this point. And Stephanie Samity, another incredible swing for number 10.
And they've really gotten Stephanie Samity going no matter where she is on the court. A back row attack for this one. A lot of angles she can hit, but she goes right through the hands of that block.
So the way this one started, not a foreshadowing of what set 2 and set 3 had to hold. Ohio State big in set 2, Minnesota big in set 3 so far. And Janae Moore keeps it going, staving off set point 1. Dennis got it to Schaffmaster, Miyabe ends set 3. Fourth set begins on a positive note for the Buckeyes. Riley Rader down to the floor. Third in the country, second in the Big Ten in hitting percentage. Just behind Dana Retke in the Big Ten. And then Miyabe slices that cross court.
And we've seen Miyabe bring a lot of heat, especially this match. It seems like every match that she's been in, we've seen her gain confidence more and more, hit the ball just a little bit harder every time.
She told you last week, confidence right now is at about a 7.5 out of 10, which is much higher than it was early in the season.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, it seems like it's going up and up. She's taking harder rips at the ball, hitting smarter shots, and a lot of that is because you're confident. You're confident to hit those shots that you've been working on in practice. You're confident to unload on a ball when you think that you can.
That's part of the confidence.
And it's tough to come off the bench if you're any player, but she's come off the bench and just done a beautiful job of being dependable for this Gopher team when they really need someone to step up.
Mia Grunzi in the block. It was so strong for Minnesota last set. Samity, another sharp one, kept it in this time. Already a double-double for Samity. Like you said, just another match for her so far. Serve out, point Ohio State. Riley Rader ace right in front of McGraw.
And she's looking good on that back line. She's putting in tough balls, no spin on it. Just a really hard serve pass.
No spin, maybe a little swerve on it, going away. And oh my goodness, Stephanie Samity.
Samity bouncing balls from that right side. Look how much heat she is bringing on the ball. And I mean, there is nobody in the country that's gonna dig that.
Sounds different when that ball comes off the hand and down to the floor. High ball, Grunzy, and there's the tool shot that was working for Ohio State in set 2. Genuenis pumps it off hands. Kylie Murr tracks it down. Londot across to Samity, another dig for her. 18 and building. Londot down the line, there's McGraw. Davis sends that point. Another good defensive point punctuated by Davis.
And everyone getting Davis pumped up about that one, but she just sees a lane and hits it as hard as she can, bringing a lot of heat, and that Buckeye team is fired up.
That's the live and loud mentality that Erica Davis was talking about. Getting a little press attention after her first match ever, setting the blocks record at Ohio State. And there's a block, Samity out of the back. Grunzy says no. Genuenis gets that one to the floor. Rebound from Minnesota after the big block. Genuenis, a touch out. Gruensfelder kept it up from Miabe. Gonzalez couldn't sneak it in front of McGraw. Back to Gonzalez. Block touch. Davis spinning into Miabe. Samity with the roll. Gruensfelder there. Londot blocked. Miabe and Myers. Aggregate score 72 points apiece. Separated by 2 points. And in the first set, blowout wins on either side, and tight again with Miabe bringing it to 2 in set 4. Well, there was nothing statistically in that first match to separate them, but Minnesota did win it in 4. Trying to do it again tonight. Ohio State trying to set it to 5. Rubright slammed it down, but then ran into the net, and Rader flipped it off the tape. It's into the net for Emily Londot. Overpass for Rubright, and that's out. Genuenis out. 9 kills, 7 errors. They go 50, and Stephanie Samity soaring for another one. Back out to Grunzy, and that one's out. Minnesota creeping back in, down 2. Rader turned back, reload now. Gonzalez getting the set off for Grunzy. Shaftmaster up for Samity. Moore with the push, McGraw with the dig. And Samity swats it at Moore. Ping-pongs through. And Samity crunches another one. Rader splits it past McGraw. Kelly back there too. memorable one for Murr. Getting one from the back row. And Londot swing, net ball on Minnesota. Out. Londot with a tap. Starting to feel it. Emily Londot with 2 kills out of the timeout. Her 9th kill of the night. One off the team high. Gabby Gonzalez with 10. And Heidi Miabe pinpoint there. Katie Myers. And 2 Gonzalez with the first ball. And Erica Davis slingshots that one down. Miabe into hands. Londot over. Samity back row. Steaming right at Pedraza. Her and Gruensfeld are looking at each other after that. Gruensfelder twisting around and no return on the serve. Gonzalez went tape and point Minnesota. That one past Kylie Murn. We're tied up at 18. Got the ace a couple of points ago. Gonzalez and Ohio State trying to get her off the line. And Gonzalez with another net call, this one against Minnesota, so they do clear away Schaffmaster. Miabe cracks that ball a little bit too strong. So there was a touch. It was the Raider finger that did get a piece of that, and back to even at 19 apiece. Ohio State trying to force 5, make you wait a little bit before you get your Nebraska and Illinois. Minnesota trying to shut it down right here. Stephanie Samity off the block and through.
And late in sets, they're going to go to their 5th-year powerful hitter, Stephanie Samity. This one she took off the block, but at any point in time, they're going to try to get her the ball, and she has just been hammering that cross-court shot.
First time Minnesota has led. A couple of ties, but never got over. And it's back to tie. Riley Raider. The set comes from McGraw to Wennis. Kylie Murr back there. And Grumsey into the block. Rubright back in there with Samity up front too. Minnesota trying to win their 4th consecutive match. And Janae Moore ties it up. Still thinking 5, 21 apiece. And from that backcourt tonight, 4 kills on 8 swings, and Ohio State regains the lead on the service ace. Set is tied again. Stephanie Samity takes a little off. A moment of still for Samity before that serve gets away. And Erica Davis delivers.
And the freshman middle blocker has come up big time.
8 kills. She's been in on 7 blocks tonight. Erica Davis. Jenna Wennis off the hands. Feels like we're headed to a deuce game here in set 4. Back-to-back double-doubles for Wennis. The 22-kill, 19 dig showing on Saturday night. 11 and 14 tonight. Londot with the flick. Samity with the tip. Murr gets in there. Londot over the top. Samity got the first ball. Diabe out of system. Davis punches it, and it's out. And that brings up match point for the Gophers. On what is now a 3-match winning streak for the Gophers, they've notched off 2 top 10 wins, looking for a 3rd.